Hello and welcome. It's January 18th, 2026, and we're tracking some really big shifts around the globe today. We're talking about a new challenge to the international order, some critical developments in the Middle East, and a brand new global health alert.
Okay, so here's what's on the docket today. We're going to kick things off with a look at a new international body that could actually rival the UN. Then we'll turn to the shifting front lines in Syria. We've also got a new health warning from the WHO to cover and a trade dispute that's really starting to heat up between the US and Europe.
So our first story is a potential game changer in global politics. You see, the Trump administration is putting together something called a Board of Peace, and some analysts believe it's being designed to directly challenge the authority of the United Nations. And get this, President Trump is calling it the most impressive and consequential board ever assembled. He's already sent out invitations to a hand-picked group of countries. Think allies like Canada and key regional players like Egypt and Turkey. Now, while it was first talked about as a way to deal with the Gaza conflict, it's becoming pretty clear that this board's mission is much broader. This slide really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the UN, which, is built on this idea of international law and giving every nation a voice. But on the other side, you have this new Board of Peace, which seems to be all about what some are calling transactional deals, basically direct agreements that could just sidestep the whole traditional diplomatic process. This is a huge challenge to the UN's authority, and you can bet that Security Council members like China and Russia are going to push back hard.
Okay, next up, let's shift gears and head over to the Middle East. The situation on the ground in northern Syria is changing, and it's changing fast. Syrian government forces are making some pretty big advances in the Aleppo region, and that's really altering the balance of power.
This image right here really captures what's happening. Those are Syrian government troops, and they're moving into territory that was, until very recently, held by the Syrian Democratic Forces. That's the SDF, the US-backed, Kurdish-led alliance. This is a really significant move. It represents a major step by the Assad regime to consolidate its control over the country.
And you can see from this timeline just how incredibly fast this whole handover was. The SDF announced they were pulling out on Friday, and boom, by Saturday morning, Syrian army units were already in the city of Deir Hafer. This quick transfer of power didn't just happen overnight, though. It's the result of some long negotiations to try and bring the SDF under the control of the central government. And that, of course, has massive implications for the future of the Kurdish-led administration in northern Syria.
All right, let's talk global health. The World Health Organization just dropped its latest bulletin, and there are two situations that are getting a lot of international attention right now. So first up, health officials in West Bengal, India, are looking into two suspected cases of Nipah virus. This is a really serious concern because Nipah has a high mortality rate and it can spread from person to person. It's actually the first time the virus has been seen in this state since 2007, and a national response team has already been sent in to try and prevent a larger outbreak. The bulletin also gave us an update on the seasonal flu in Southeast Asia. Now, if you look at this table, you'll see the AH3 subtype is the main one going around in most countries, like Bhutan and the Maldives. But check out the data for India. It's a totally different story. Over there, the B Victoria strain is behind the vast majority of cases. And this is exactly the kind of data that's absolutely crucial for public health officials when they're getting ready for flu season.
And for our final story, we're turning to a new source of economic tension between the United States and some of its closest European allies.
So, the US has just rolled out a new round of tariffs on 8 European nations, and many of them are considered close allies. The move has definitely been met with some surprise and criticism in Europe, but the White House has been crystal clear about why they're doing it, and it's tied to a pretty long-standing geopolitical issue. Here are the details. A 10% tariff has been slapped on these 8 European countries, including major economies like Germany, France, and the UK. And the official reason, according to President Trump, is their opposition to U.S. control over Greenland. Now, this is just the latest chapter in a long-running story, as the president has made no secret of his interest in acquiring that strategically important territory from Denmark.
So that's a lot to take in. Let's do a quick recap of the main headlines from this bulletin. So, wrapping it all up, we have a new Board of Peace that's poised to shake up the global diplomatic order. We've seen Syrian government forces retaking territory in the country's north. The WHO is keeping a close watch on a potential Nipah virus outbreak in India. And a new round of US tariffs is targeting key European allies, all over the issue of Greenland. And that covers the key developments for now. We will have another update for you in 24 hours. To make sure you don't miss our explainers on the stories that are shaping our world, please go ahead and like this and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for joining us.